Remember when the Filipinos' idea of a motorcycle were bikes like the Honda Wave? Then a CVT Wave came spearheaded by Yamaha with the Mio. Nowadays, we're getting more and more premium maxi miniature scooters with the likes of the Yamaha NMAX, Aerox, and the Honda PCX. Along with these scooters, Honda released another premium scooter called the ADV 150, which is a miniature version of the bigger X-ADV 750. At first, I supposed it was a competitor for the Yamaha Aerox, which I thought made sense. The NMAX would have the Aerox and the PCX would have the ADV. But taking a closer look at it, it proved I was wrong. The ADV has got the specs covered and it's pretty much at par with its competitors. Almost. It has a single-cylinder 150cc liquid-cooled single overhead camshaft with 2 valves. Yes, you heard that right, only 2 valves. I know it might not sound like an extra 2 valves would make that much of a difference, but that's why it develops almost 1 less horsepower than its Yamaha rivals. 1 HP is not that much if you're talking about hundreds of it, but on these small bikes, that's huge. But that's pretty much the ADV's only drawback spec-wise. Technologically, it's got its competitors licked. This bike is a tech fest. Brakes, it's got front and rear discs with ABS up front, and they can work in tandem with Honda's Combi brake system. It has front and rear LED lights, hazard lights, a full digital instrument panel, a power outlet, long travel suspension, an idling stop system, an emergency braking signal, and then the I think complicated and cumbersome Honda Smart Key system. It also has a front windscreen, which I think no one asked for, but I guess it's useful, I don't know. Let's start with the stuff I like first. I liked how the ADV 150 rides because of its long travel suspension that soaked up all road bumps no problem. And the somewhat relaxed riding position, it's very comfortable. I like how strong the brakes are and the way they engage. It's always important to have a bike that stops better than it goes. I like the high riding position and the massive ground clearance. I like the look of the front fascia. I like how it has standard LED head and tail lamps. I like the smooth and consistent power delivery. And finally, I really like the bike's build quality. There are no mismatched pieces, and I also like how the compartments and the fuel door are spring-loaded for smooth operation, which gives it an air of quality. The smart key system. My first question was, what's wrong with the normal key? And after I tested the ADV 150, it still is. Not only does it add cost and complexity to the bike, but it also, at least for me, would be a huge hassle for everyday use. The system is wireless, so there's a factor of interference. In fact, when I was testing the bike, it failed to start twice because it can't recognize the key. Also, there isn't a dedicated place to put it. I really don't like the way the rear fascia looks. Honda markets the ADV 150 as a city adventure bike, and I know it all came from the Ducati Multistrada and the BMW GS. The idea is that it's a bike that you can use both off-road and on the road. I am not a fan of designing something that does everything because it's designed to be compromised from the beginning. Doing this just says it's not very good on the road and it's not very good off the road either. This just adds to my point. These tires don't grip the road as well because they designed it to sort of work off-road too. Don't even get me started about how much fuel economy it loses because of its confused personality. I approve of it providing a lot of information. I am all for that. I just don't like how cluttered the screen looks. It looks like they just threw all the information in there. This is probably the biggest reason why the ADV 150 is not for me. Because if you're in the market at this price point, the competition just offers all the basics for a whole lot less. For the money, I would personally go for the NMAX or the PCX. Because these scooters are designed to do only one thing, ride around the city comfortably. And they honestly do that very well. Now look, I'm a huge Honda fan. My favorite scooter on sale today is the simple, frugal, light, and nimble Beat. But I think the ADV 150 is appealing to a market that doesn't really exist here, or at the very least, not yet. But having an option is never a bad thing. It's just that I don't get the ADV 150 and I'm not its target audience.